Hello everybody, welcome to KimmelsIrishPub.com. It's time for another movie review, and tonight I have my beautiful co-host with me, Quinn Kimmel.
Why is I co-host?
Co-host, so we're doing it together.
Ah.
Yeah, so we're both, like I'm normally the host, but when you're here, we're co-hosts. Right, buddy? Alright, well tonight's movie is A Cure for Wellness. Now, Quinn will not be staying up to watch this movie with me because I think it's so she won't be checking in throughout the movie, but basically it is about a young executive who is trying to climb his way up the ladder. They ask him to go find another senior executive, maybe the CEO, I think it is, at some sort of spa. And so that he's so that's the premise of the movie. Doesn't have any really well-known actors in it. IMDb gave it a 6.4, and what I thought I'd start doing, from a recommendation from one of my subscribers, is start including the Rotten Tomatoes score. So it's a 42%, both critic and users. I've never seen that before. They both are the exact same of 42%, and I think that's 42% rotten. I think when it's over 50, I think it's fresh, but whatever. 42% of the critics and the users in Rotten Tomatoes find this entertaining. So I'm going to start watching it here. Well, as soon as this little knucklehead goes to bed, then I'll start watching it. And I'll check in with you in a little bit and let you know how it's going. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here for A Cure for Wellness. It is at the 41-minute and 18-second mark. I've lost my beautiful co-host, as I mentioned. She wasn't going to stay up for the movie, but wanted to get it ready and have her start it off with me. But maybe we'll see her sometime in another movie review, a little bit more kid-friendly. But anyway, back to A Cure for Wellness. You got the premise of it. It is the CEO, not a top executive. He's at some spa, and you can tell that this is going to be psychological. I get a lot of like Shutter Island sense from it. So it feels a lot like that, and in fact, the main actor who's starring in the movie kind of looks like Leonardo DiCaprio, much younger though. It's interesting because he looks like 12 years old, and he's going to be a top executive at whatever firm this is that the CEO has gone missing for. So a little odd there, but hey, a little child prodigy who's worked himself up the ladder and is now out trying to bring the CEO home for a merger. But so far, it's interesting. You can tell it's going to get extremely weird. There's obviously something about the water that they're drinking. So to catch you up real quick, it's in the Swiss Alps, the spa. He has gone to find a CEO. He has found a CEO at the spa. On the way back to his hotel, gets in a car accident because a moose jumps out in front of the car. Moose, I guess, and he gets a broken leg, and therefore they commit him to the same spa place where he is now located at. And that's when he meets the CEO, and now he has convinced him to come back and talk about that. He's just gone out and asked for a car to go back. But I get the sense that that's not going to happen. I think he's going to be trapped there, and we'll see what happens from here. But that's a quick update. I'll check in a little bit to see if anything else astonishing happens. Hey everybody, time for a quick check-in. A Cure for Wellness here. It's the 1 hour, 32-minute, and 29-second mark. It's been a while since my last check-in. This movie is actually 2 hours and 26 minutes long, so it's a longer movie, so I'm spreading out my check-ins. Not much to tell so far. As I had mentioned, that this aspiring executive is trying to go and fetch his CEO from a spa in the Swiss Alps and bring him back, but he kind of seems like a prisoner of this place. I mentioned there's something with the water, and it's got that Shutter Island type feel to it. It seems as though he's found some medical records from his CEO that they're saying he's not well enough to leave, and because his teeth are falling out. And he takes it to, it seems like a veterinarian, and he says that's normally caused by dehydration. But again, they're pushing all this water on all of these patients, and now his teeth are falling out due to dehydration. So there's some kind of twist involved there. He's kind of befriended a girl that is institutionalized there. So she seems pretty young, but I think she's, in her 20s or something like that. But she's been at the place since she's been about 11, I think it is. But she helps him get out. They go to a bar, whatever, so that he can find out some more information about what's going on there, contact the company that he works for, things like that. Now he's sneaking around the institution to try and find his CEO. Penrose is the name, I believe, so that he can get him out and get him back to New York. So that's all that's going on now. Slow going, long movie. But you can see that there's something going on within the spa. His mind is playing tricks on him, things like that, and he seems like he's trapped there. So that's it for now. I'll check back in a little bit and let you know if anything else pops up. Hey everybody, we're now at the credits of A Cure for Wellness. 2 hours and 26 minutes later, we've seen the entire movie, and some things to note. Was that I failed to mention on the previous check-ins was that there was like an urban legend about the spa or the castle that was built. Basically, evidently the owner of the castle or something like that was very interested in having a pure bloodline, and so much that he married, I believe, his sister, so that they could, keep it all in the family and have the same bloodline. And then the villagers found out about it and they burnt the castle down. So that's very early on in the movie. They tell you a little bit about that, and that does have an impact on the movie and what's going on there. So that's kind of the tale that they're getting towards. You don't really determine what the purpose of having this person there or anybody else. It's really hard. They don't relate at all. So the urban legend is really what the movie is about. It just so happens that this guy goes to the spa where this urban legend is happening, and he kind of figures it all out. So I'm not going to go into too many spoilers at this point. I will in a second. But that's the gist of the movie. 2 hours and 26 minutes. I don't think it's worth your time. I'm going to give it, I talked about IMDb 6.7, I think it was. Rotten Tomatoes was 42%. I'm going to give it 5 stars. Almost 4, probably 4.5, but I'm going to give it 5. I don't recommend you watch this movie. I think you can find something better to do with your 2 hours and 26 minutes. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the spoilers, a little bit more detail about the movie. So if you want to go ahead and pause it at this point or turn it off, go ahead, because now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the ending. So anyway, if you stuck around this far, this is going to spoil it a little bit, but I talked about the bloodline and how the owner of the castle really wanted to keep everything in the bloodline, so he married his sister and wanted to have a baby with his sister, and then they burnt the castle down. Well, that's the whole plot of the movie. Although the guy goes to the spa to find a CEO and what's going on there, there's a lot of eels, I believe. I think that's what they were. It seemed like snakes, maybe eels. And they use these eels, they ingest them into the people so that they love it there at the spa and never want to leave. I don't know. It doesn't have anything to do with it. Ultimately, what the owner or the doctor at the castle wants to do is wait until his daughter is old enough so he can produce another child with his daughter. So again, keeping everything in the family and keeping it one bloodline. That's the whole point of the movie. That's what the doctor wanted to do. Why they're all at the spa, these old rich people, it really has no bearing on the movie. They go there and they get ingested with eels, and the eels are throughout the entire movie. You think they're visions, you have no idea. But that's the whole thing. They dehydrate them somehow by giving them water. Not explained at all. And then people just die. They just, dehydrate and die. their teeth fall out, and then they put them into a water, and the eels eat them. And again, it has nothing to do with anything. The whole purpose of the movie is this doctor wants to get with his daughter so they can keep having children, to keep it all in the bloodline. I don't know. And the guy's face comes off. Yeah, evidently he was burnt in the fire and somehow gets... no idea. No idea. Don't worry about it. Don't watch this movie. I'm changing my rating now. After hearing myself speak, I'm going from a 5 to a 4. So I don't want to go on and on. If you watched it this far, I appreciate it. If you want to leave comments about my review or this movie itself, feel free to do so. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and the bell and the whole 9 yards. But that's it for A Cure for Wellness. If you've watched this, you've wasted enough time on this movie review to not watch this movie. Thanks again. Tune in for more movie reviews at KimmelsIrishPub.com.